Hello, everyone. My name is Gabriel Feliciano. I'm a fourth year and I'm a comm major, and let's get into this. One of the first questions I would like to talk about is how did I develop my identity as a comm scholar through my experiences of like fall 23 semester and in general, right? Well, I would say my whole comm journey started as a kid. I was always a very awkward kid, and I had ADHD, right? So it's like everything that would come out of my mouth would be like I would like say things really fast, or like I would just say things really loud. So like how loud I was and how much information I would give out, people really couldn't really process what I was talking about and the message behind what I was saying. So it took me down this path where it's like I was kind of unfulfilled with like how I speak. I wanted to be able to effectively get my message across in a more efficient manner. So that's what kind of led me down this comm path. I just really wanted to like I know I have really good ideas or really good and really good messages. So like I really wanted to be able to learn the uh effective methods of communication that I did learn from um from Comm. Um I would say I developed my identity in a way where it's like I talk in a I mix calm methods with more modern communication methods, because like, oh, calm isn't just speaking. Calm is like a multitude of being able to get your message off as effectively as possible. And you do that through a manner of ways. You do that through the internet, you do that through face to face with interpersonal communication. um there's just so many ways to get your message. Like, not all communication has to be the same. A lot of it is you adapt these communicative methods into like, oh, into technology. Like, oh, you shorten your words, which helps you get across your, also like, oh, things like how do I say this, media efficiency, right? Like there's different mediums. Like, oh, if the most effective way for me to do this specific type of let's just say assignment, or like, oh, if I wanted to talk to my group group mates, oh, I would add things like, oh, like pictures along with text, which would help get my message across easier, rather than if I was in person. I would um i would just like try to be as descriptive as possible. And I think that really led me to a place where I think at my current, like, I think I'm a much better as someone who identifies as a comm major. I think I do a lot better now than before in getting off these messages. Um, and also in within Comm 101C, I think Comm 101C has given me a lot of, a lot of pointers, and it kind of helped me learn how to say this information without, like, like being awkward about it, not being confident. Like, I think confidence as a comm major is really important, because you need to sound confident when you say something. You need to be able to talk about these things with confidence, so you come off as something, as someone knowledgeable about this. You know, um, what would you explain to someone else what it means to be a comm major? I'd say what it means to be a comm major is being able to use comm effective communication methods to, like, to give a good message. Just like, for example, how do I say this is, oh, like, imagine I'm just like day to day talking with my friend. What does it mean to be a comm major? It's I feel like being able to, like, oh, like, how everyone has their own lingo, or like has their own way of speaking. Being able to incorporate the methods that we learn into our everyday speech, mannerisms and speech. I think that's the best way to describe a comm major. Being able to implement the things that we learn in these classes into a day-to-day standard. And I think that's what it should be mean to be a comm major. I don't think comm is a study where it's like you only do comm when it's a specific time. No, comm is something that it's a lifestyle. Comm is something you do every day. And I think that's why being a comm major is really cool. It's like a life skill, in my opinion. Um, what would I say about personal, professional, and academic goals? I have a lot. Professional goals. Preferably, I would like to work in an industry where my voice could be heard. Things like social media, where social media gives you a platform for a lot of people to access your message, right? And what you're about. And I think social media is like a perfect thing for that. Like it gives you an audience that you never know you would have had. And I think Comm is a great professional way to get to that. My academic goals, I would hopefully want to pass every class with a pretty good grade, like at least like B plus or above, just because like I'm prioritizing myself in a way where it's like I don't want to burn myself out, but I also want to do pretty well for myself and not have to, deal with the stress of, oh, am I not doing as good as I need to be, which I think is a very valid is a, which is I think is a very valid academic goal because in my opinion, school is not a race. It's a how well can you understand something and use this in your daily life. I don't think it's a race. I think it's not how fast you learn something, it's how well you know and understand something to excel. While I think being able to graduate in a timely manner is something that should be wanted, I don't think it's the most important thing. And then for personal goal, I think my personal goal was pretty much not it's not there yet, but I think as I get better, I want to be able to, you know, do things like speeches just to test like my growth in like my speaking. Like I don't want to be that person that like because I have um this sort of problem with myself, I don't want that to affect how I speak and how my messages come across to other people. So I think like I want to be able to learn how to be a better like an even better speaker than I am now, because I think it would just help me personally. Like I think it would be great to like be speak in front of like hundreds or thousands of people and getting my message across. I think that would be a great feeling, and that's something I personally would want. So thank you very much for taking the time to check in to with me and how I think my calm my calm goals and my calm like journey has been. Thank you very much. Bye.